Hi there, VC. It's Steve Whitty again. Now, just recently done part one of my vinyl haul, volume 64, and that was stuff, the Beatles collection stuff and stuff I found in charity shop. What's going to be I'm going to spread this over 3 videos because I don't want to make them too long. I had a really good haul at my local record store. Now, if I remember in the previous video, I mentioned that Pete, the owner, brought a collection of a guy, great rock stuff. Unfortunately, the guy had a cat that seemed to scratch the covers. Nothing wrong with the vinyl. Covers are all some of the covers were a bit shot, for want of a better word. So I actually had last Friday afternoon off work. So I went a couple of hours, went in the store, just idly buying. I thought I'd buy a couple of some stuff, and Pete said, "Could you quiet, have a flick through some of the stuff," and then I brought some more stuff on Saturday. But this is mainly what I brought Friday. So I'm going to start off showing the bits. I'm going to say this is going to be in three videos. So first thing I brought was Bebop Deluxe Modern Music. And this is the band's 4th album, in great condition, and music is starting to move in a different direction. Bill Nelson was always looking to, was always trying to be one step ahead. You know, he'd have the songs, but he'd all be thinking already, just after it'd been released, what the next album would be. Great album, as you know, I like Bebop Deluxe. Got to say, all these records were either £1 or £2 that I'll be showing in the next few videos. Next, a record, Modern Music by Bebop Deluxe. Actually, don't let appearances be deceived. This cost me £1, and what happened is, with the pound records, if he puts them out for £1, he checks, but he doesn't check that great. And it turns out, what I've actually got, you'll take out the record, I've got inside, it's, if I've got it, show it there, it's Sunburst Finish. Let me just show you. Record. If I can show you the record. Oh dear. Let me show you this side, that'd be better. Is Sunburst Finish, which is the band's 3rd album. And which has got Ships in the Night, which is their single there. Great album. I brought that on the Friday. I went to Pete and said, "Oh, I forgot this." Yeah, great. They've got Sunburst Finish. But he knew I had another copy and gave me that just as well. It was sort of like saying sorry. But I was really pleased to have both albums. Bebop Deluxe is almost complete. Next album I found. This cost me £2. This is Boston's 2nd album, Don't Look Back. I ain't going to say too much because I've shown it in Backwards Metal's Sloppy Seconds video. As I said, it's a good album, but it's not as patch on the debut album. And I think it took Boston it took Tom Schultz a long time. I think he might have been a bit hurt by it all. He went into other things like developing the Rockman and which sort of diverted his attention from music, and it, pretty much 88, I think, when the 3rd stage came out. Mark Bolan and T-Rex, Best of 20th Century Boy. This is a KTEL compilation that came out in 1985. Now, I'm going to show you a lesson when you buy pound records. You should know, you should always double check, because great record 1, and then I get the next record out. It's a great record 1. So somewhere somebody's got a copy of this with 2 record 2s. I'm not too upset about that because it's only £1, and it's got Telegram Sam on, which is my favourite T-Rex song, and I've got other T-Rex compilations as well. It's got stuff on. So would have been nice, but it's all right. Put things into perspective. There are worse things that have happened. Again, cost me £1. This is City Boy, Buck Early. Now, this is their City Boy band from Birmingham. And the album produced by Robert John Lang. Probably first real taste of success he had. The single off here, 5705, was top 20 in the UK. The album, they did quite well in America, low reaches of the top 100. But in fact, the album did better in the US than it did in the UK, to be honest. I don't think the album charted in the UK. But it's not a bad album, it's a soft rock album. Though, got myself just one more dime, getting the upright old line. Sounds great if you're from Kansas or wherever, but when you're from like Baldley Green or wherever, it doesn't hold as true. But hey, good album. Eric Clapton's Money and Cigarettes. This again cost me £1 on the Duck Records label. It came out in '83. I think he had Clapton a bit of a hiatus, and it was like his first album in a while. Standard fare. You got Shape You're In, the standout track, Pretty Girl was on there. Slow Down Linda. Those are the songs I can remember when it first came out. I didn't buy it when it first came out, but that's all right. Not a bad album to have. A bit more Clapton. And you can tell this is one album where the Cats got at it. This is August. This came out in 1986. You can tell Eric had sort of like changed his style. He sort of got a sponsorship with Giorgio Armani. I think he started to lose me a little bit there. But this album was produced by Phil Collins, who appeared on drums. And you've got on here, it's the way you use it. And you got the big single, Behind the Mask, which was a surprise hit for Eric Clapton in '86. He hadn't had a single for a long while. But yeah, apart from reissues of later. So, good album. Next album, and this again, you can see the Cats has really had a field day with this. It's Deep Purple's Fireboards, and the original pressing, I believe. Vinyl plays great on the Harvest label. This was the follow-up to In Rock, and while it's a good album, the band itself didn't feel it took him any further. Yeah, I mean, you've got on here a title track, Demon's Eye, Anyone's Daughter, The Mule, No One Came, No, Falls, No One Came. They're not in the order, I've just read them out randomly there. What followed was Machine Head, so it sort of straddled between In Rock and Machine Head. Whether it was a bit rushed when they followed it up, I don't know. It's a good album, but maybe they're right. It's not quite up to the standard of In Rock and Machine Head. Another album I mentioned in Backwards Metal's competition was Communique. Now, this is the second album for Dire Straits, got to #1. It came out again in good nick. And I said at the time when I recorded the Backwards Metal video, I think it may have suffered a little bit because Sultans of Swing, the debut album, took such a long time in the UK to break that they'd already recorded this, so it was in the can. And when it came out, the debut album was still in the top. It's still in the top 10. In fact, I think there might have been a period where they had the top 2 albums. I'm not sure. I could well be wrong, but it certainly had both records in the top 10. And I think this suffered because it didn't sound as good as Dire Straits. Though I know Lou, Daddy Silver Sensei, thinks it feels it's his favourite Dire Straits album. So, it's all down to opinion and taste. I just don't feel it's as good, personally. Good album, don't get me wrong, but it's not as good. This is Rory Gallagher's Top Priority, and this came out in 1979 on the Chrysalis label. This is the first Rory Gallagher vinyl I've got, and it is an artist I am aware of. Brilliant documentary that was shown on Sky Arts years ago about him. He's a guitarist, guitar player's guitarist really. when they did the video, Johnny Marr, The Edge, they all came out singing the guy's praises. Excellent guitarist. It's some really good stuff on here. The band at the time features Jerry McAvoy and Ted McKenna. Yeah, really good album. I want to get some more Rory Gallagher. I don't have, he's one of those artists I feel I've neglected in my time of listening to music. The final record in this batch is the Head Boys' debut album, which is tightly called The Head Boys. Now, I brought this primarily because it really was their only album, but it was the debut. The biggest thing was a song called "The Shape of Things to Come," and I remember buying this in 1979, playing it to death. I saw them on Top of the Pops, and it was just a great song, the piano and everything. The album itself was released by produced by Peter Kerr, who had produced them, approved by the Motors. So whether they were trying to get into that. The band featured Lou Lewis guitar and vocals, George Boiter bass and vocals, Callum Malcolm keyboards and vocals, and Davy Ross on drums and vocals. Sadly, Davy Ross is no longer with us. He died in 2010. They did record a second album, but it got canned. RSO, sort of like Sheldon. Shape of Things to Come did hit the low reaches, the US charts, and also the album hit the US charts as well. I'm so pleased to have found this. It cost me £2. It's just only for that song, because I think finding the single might have been very difficult. So I'm pleased. It just brought back memories. And as I was saying to Pete at the time, when you buy records now, especially second-hand stuff, you are buying memories of where you were at the time. Spotty-faced 14-year-old that didn't know any better, but just loved the song and played it to death. So that's the first batch. So I like to do it, so I don't want to keep the video too long. So until the next video, part 2. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, click subscribe. You know what you want to do, what you need to do, if you want to do it, of course. So until next video, take care.